Hi Aquarius, welcome back to Wandering Magic. These are going to be your January 2026 messages, and it's going to be for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's start with the Oracle message because let's just start there. Okay, we have the Great Gathering, and the Great Gathering is, it's all coming together, intuitive hits, and soul tribe. So what does that mean? The Great Gathering. Who are we gathering with? Well, your people. I don't know exactly if this means that you've been in like isolation, or maybe you're not as connected to others as you were. But regardless, let's focus on where we are now in January. And this is, excuse me, encouraging you to be around like-minded people, people that are motivated, people that have similar goals, people that are similar to you, people that you vibe with, you can hang out with, and really just making these connections to help you find your tribe. Now, for others of you that are leaders, let's say in the spiritual community, this is you finding more people or people in general to connect to the messages that you have to say and deliver to the rest of the world. So that I had to say that and throw that in for the humanitarian of the zodiac. And so finding your tribe is the theme of January. I feel like you're trying to set the tone for the rest of the year, and that's a really beautiful way to do it. Find people that are similar to you, that have the same interests that you have, maybe that have a similar goal that you're trying to attain, things of that nature, and that's what's going to propel you forward. Well, I said I wasn't sure, but now I feel kind of sure that you have been in isolation a little bit with the despair. And then you have high honor. So I think there's something happening here. If you're not really resonating with, oh, I've been by myself, I've been slowly finding my tribe, that's great. But we need to move into a direction that is going to take the next step. So maybe you've made these connections, but you haven't gotten to the details or the nitty-gritty of the situation. So let's say that you went to a networking event and you exchanged cards with people, but you haven't actually reached out, so that could be an example of what I'm talking about. However you see this, you've been in this state, or whatever the case is, rather, you've been in this state of disappointment, maybe, and longing, looking for a new beginning, searching for something better, looking ahead to brighter days. And I feel like they are coming. I feel like for some of you, this is like a situation where you're like bored out of your mind at work, and then there's a change that happens with that in a direction that you're being recognized, you're being appreciated, things of that nature. However it spins for you, just know that the way you enter January, you're going to start seeing changes by the end of it that are more uplifting and positive, or so it seems. I think a lot of this is reliant on the tribe and the people that you are around. Maybe some of you are cutting people off, leaving them in 2025, if you will. Okay, for your tarot messages, you have the Muse of Voices, the Four of Emotions, and the Nine of Emotions. So starting off here with the Muse of Voices, this is the King of Swords, which essentially is you, Aquarius. So really, I feel like this is you taking charge. This is you opening that throat chakra. saying what it is that you want to say, do what it is that you want to do, taking charge of really like grabbing life by the horns and like taking complete control. This is finding, well, not only finding your tribe, but finding your voice as well. With the Four of Cups in reverse and the Nine of Cups in reverse, I feel like you've been let down, you've been disappointed, things haven't quite gone your way. They've left you feeling unsatisfied, unsure. There's like this lingering feeling of like, okay, what's next? When is this gonna come? So the King of Swords is reminding you that you've been not really taking too much action, but now is the time to take the action. I mean, the King of Swords, he has a sword in his hand and he's ready to go. He's taking charge. He's not waiting for the army to move. He's moving. And then the army follows suit, right? So in this sense, in this example, maybe this is your tribe following you because you've taken the initiative, you've taken the action, you've taken that first step. So putting words to action, putting pen to paper is how we succeed. Networking, communicating, actually meeting up, right? All the things. Right, a little bit of disconnect with the Two of Emotion. The Five of Voices says a lot of times I feel you're talking yourself out of things. Because you're feeling like if I don't win, then I lose. But it doesn't have to quite be so black and white. Like you could be in second place, let's just say, but that doesn't mean like you lost, because you didn't come in 10th place either. So acknowledging and rewarding yourself in times where like giving yourself credit where it's due, really is what that is. Five of, excuse me, I don't know what's going on with my throat chakra. I think again, this is you having to open up more. But I think because you haven't been seeing a lot of movement, you haven't been, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's kind of like you've been in your own way. And so how do you fix that? What are you going to do to fix that? Sorry, I'm looking over here at deer. There's like 3 of them walking, 4 now outside my window. But look at them taking action and moving along before nightfall. Anyway, yeah, there's just been a couple things I feel that happened in December that let you down a little bit, that maybe you had set an expectation for. So not setting expectations and just taking things for what they are and accepting things for what they are things you also need to focus on. So if something doesn't quite go your way, but it kind of goes your way, taking it as a win. I feel like you are being really hard on yourself. And so just a reminder to just be gentle, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. I feel like my mind drifted for a second. Your angel message is get more information. And your oracle message is labyrinth. So spirit path, inner work, and journey. You're journeying along. You're getting somewhere. Each step you take is a win. Acknowledge each step that you're taking. And also, make them intentional. Make it so that you do things with meaning and conviction instead of just doing it like just because. Because I feel like there's this feeling of like, what's the point? Or this doesn't matter, kind of thing coming up. I don't know. I'm also seeing the number 5 which is stability and then change coming. But I think that you don't like change, but embracing the change is going to actually make you see that the glass is half full. Because I feel like with the change, it's more like a, oh, now I have to deal with this kind of thing. Instead of, well, you know what, let's just see where this goes. So hopefully that made sense. Watch your sun, moon, and rising for any additional messages, and I'll see you next time. Bye.